This workout is super detailed. Everything is here that you need. All you need is this video and you can just watch it for months to come and work out to it and progress and up your weight as you move along. 2, 1, go. 3, 2, go. This is a simple but effective workout. It's great for strength and power. The workout is as follows. We'll have a warm-up, 6 jumping jacks and then a small pause. We repeat that for 1 minute. Then a hip hinge deadlift with 1 light kettlebell. Bend over row, hang clean, repeat on the other side, repeat for 2 minutes. We do that for 2 rounds. So we got back to the 6 jumping jacks with a short pause for 1 minute, then back into 2 minutes of hip hinge deadlift into bend over row into hang clean with a light weight on both sides. Then we go straight into 1 minute of alternating single arm swings. Then 1 minute of alternating hang cleans. Then 2 minutes of working on the joints. So everything at the beginning warms us up for the main workout. We're going to be doing swings and squats and push-ups. So it's just 3 exercises. So we're keeping it basic but super effective. So I'm not going to complicate things too much with this workout. It's an EMOM, which means every minute on the minute we perform a task. It's interval training. So you want to go nice and heavy and nice and fast and then have some time to rest in that minute. So the workout is 10 minutes, EMOM, 8 single arm swings, 2 front squats. You perform that in 1 minute as fast as possible. Should take you about 30 to 40 seconds to complete. That will give you 30 or 20 seconds of rest every minute. Then when the next minute starts, you swap arms. You go to the other arm and you repeat the same thing. 8 single arm swings, 2 front squats. The 3rd minute, same thing on the other arm. 4th minute on the other arm, and you repeat that pattern till the 10 minutes are up. Now the weight has to be heavy because it's only 8 single arm swings. If you have a light weight, then you're just not going to get that effect that we want from this workout. So if you don't have a heavy weight, then perhaps use 2 lighter weights and just go for double arm, 1 kettlebell in each arm, and you can do the same thing for the front squats. Just use 2 kettlebells if you don't have heavy weights. I'll be using a 32, which is heavy enough for me to do single arm swings and 2 front squats. Then our last EMOM is again 10 minutes, 10 double arm swings. So in the first EMOM we did single arm and swap. Now we do 10 double arm swings. 8 push-ups off the bell. So that means we got close grip push-ups, focusing more on the triceps. That's it for the workout. Make sure that you check out all the other sections because this video will contain everything you need to complete this workout. I will go into technique for the swing. I will explain that it's a hip hinge swing, why is it a hip hinge swing, how to perform it, what to look out for, common mistakes, everything you need, even progressions and regressions for everything. So make sure you check out that section as well. Then there will be a warm-up technique talking about the warm-up. Then there will be a workout technique. Then there will be a follow-along warm-up, a follow-along workout, and a follow-along cool-down. I will also have a section where I talk about common mistakes and common injuries that we see over the years with people that we've trained. The warm-up technique. So the warm-up includes 6 jumping jacks and a little pause. Repeat for 1 minute. A jumping jack is just standing, neutral position, and then you come out with your feet and raise your hands. As you get warmer, you raise your hands higher and try to clap at the top, working on those shoulders. You're also raising your body temperature, so you're getting nice and warm for what's about to come. So that's just body weight. Then we do a hip hinge deadlift. A hip hinge is like this, 2 joints, knees and hips. We are not involving the ankles. Keep the back straight, bring your shoulders low, keep your hips high, bend at the knees, keep your shins vertical, and back up, looking ahead. As you come down, you keep your neck neutral. So I'm looking there right now. Now I'm looking there. So the deadlift means that we're deadlifting a weight. The weight is dead. We are going to lift it up. We're going to use a light weight. I'll be using a 12 kilo for that. It's just a warm-up. It's just about getting used to the movement pattern, because we will be using a hip hinge swing. So a hip hinge deadlift is great for that. The only difference between the deadlift, the hip hinge deadlift, and the hip hinge swing is that the swing is explosive and the weight comes back and at the front. Whereas with the deadlift, it's a slow movement and you're pulling it up. So this is why it's included in the warm-up. Then a bent over row. You're still in your hip hinge, but you're rowing. What are we doing? We're warming up the muscles at the back here around the scapula, because in a swing, especially heavy swings, you will need to work those muscles, pulling your scapula down and in and pushing that chest out. Otherwise you get this, your shoulder comes forward, and that's not a good position to be swinging in. Then we do the hang clean. The hang clean is where we drop the weight and we're using 3 joints. Ankles are now involved as well. We're dropping the weight, pulling it up. So we're getting ready for our squats. We're doing front squats in the workout. So here we're adding the movement pattern of the squat, but nice and explosive with a light weight. We repeat that on the other side of the arm as well for 2 minutes. We do 2 rounds of whatever I just said, which is 1 minute of jumping jacks, 2 minutes of the hip hinge deadlift into bend over row into hang clean on one side and then the other side. That's 2 rounds of that. Then we go into 1 minute of alternating single arm swings. So again, we're getting ready for what's about to come. Now we moved on from the deadlift to the swing. We are going to swing with one arm, then back through the legs, then feed it to the other hand, through the legs and swing. Let it drop, through the legs, feed it to the other arm and swing again. Alternating single arm swings. I'll demonstrate in a bit with a weight. Alternating hang cleans. We're letting that weight drop, we're looking ahead. So with our hip hinge, we're looking down. With our squat, we'll keep looking ahead and push our hips down. Here's the difference. Hips high, hip hinge, looking down. Now with the squat, 3rd joint involved, the ankles. Let that weight fall, decelerate with the legs and pull it up, clean it. Drop it, switch it, hang clean it. Bang. Drop it, switch it, hang clean it. Alternating hang cleans. 1 minute. All this is just to work on the movement patterns, warm up and work on the joints. Then 2 minutes, just movements for the joints. So we'll be doing shoulder circles, working on the thoracic, the scapula, the hips, the ankles, and a whole lot more. Hey Nacho, what you looking for? So that's 2 minutes of working on the joints. Then we take a little rest and we get ready for the main workout. Let's demonstrate with a light weight of what all this will look like. The hip hinge deadlift. The weight is between my feet, around my toes. I don't want to reach out for it, and I don't want to have to come back for it either. It wants to be right underneath my shoulder when I perform my hip hinge. Looks like this, keeping my shoulders in line with each other, not rotating. That's my deadlift. Normally you would come back down, but we're moving straight into a bend over row. So hip hinge and row. Let it hang, up. Now I come into a squat movement to hang clean it up. So that's hip hinge, deadlift, bend over row, hang clean. That to the ground. Again with that squat pattern. Other side, hip hinge, deadlift. Squeezing your glutes, feeling those hammies, adductor magnus, full extension, hip hinge, bend over row. The only thing that's moving when I do the bend over row is my shoulder. Yes, my arm is bending, but I'm not curling. Stand up, squat pattern for the hang lift, or the hang clean, sorry. Good hand insert, drop it, dead to the ground. Other side, hip hinge deadlift, bend over row, up, hang clean, dead to the ground. Hip hinge deadlift, bend over row, up, hang clean, and repeat that pattern for 2 minutes. Really warming up and focusing on those patterns that we'll be using in the workout. Alternating single arm swings. Weight starts dead on the ground. Enough space between you and the bell so you don't have to push it back. You want to pull it back. You also don't want to overreach for it. Swing, switch, swing, switch, swing, switch, swing, switch. Repeat that pattern for 1 minute. The swing, wait, hip hinge, insert. Looking there, spine straight, pull it out, pull that shoulder back. Your arm can be completely straight or slightly bent. It depends on where the weight is going. With me it's going up, as long as there's no pull on it. So you don't want to keep your arm bent if it's pulling that way. Wait, hip hinge, turn, let go, grab it with your other hand, back swing. This arm comes back, it swings along, swing, back swing, switch, swing, repeat. A lot more that can be said about the swing, but I'm going to keep it simple, otherwise you'd be here for an hour. Alternating hang cleans. Good rack, good hand insert, open up your hand, let it drop into hook grip, decelerate with your legs, pull it up, hang clean it. Good rack, drop it and switch with a hang. Hang clean. Make sure those ankles are involved and make sure those knees are coming forward, hips low. Make sure the feet stay flat. Full extension every time. Don't stay bent with your hips or knees. Full extension. Good rack. Drop. That drop, elbow back, otherwise the weight comes here. If you keep that elbow here, you want to keep that weight close to you. So elbow back, let that handle slide, catch it in the hook grip, decelerate with the legs, look ahead, squat, pull it up, switch, squat, pull, clean. Again, I could say a whole lot more about the clean, but there's a course, Master the Kettlebell Clean, Master the Swing, etc. You should check that out if you want to get deeper into these exercises. Every exercise is broken down. The Turkish get up, master the Turkish get up, master the kettlebell swing, master the squat, master the snatch, and so on. It's all there. So these workout videos go into quite a bit of detail, but we can't cover every exercise individually into full detail. It's just too much and you'd get bored. So if you're interested into digging deep in every exercise, check out the courses and the books. That's it for the warm-up technique. The workout technique. We only got several exercises, so it's going to be quite simple. So I'll go a little bit deeper in each exercise. The single arm swing, I've already covered it in the warm-up technique. Most important thing here is waiting before you hinge and then insert. Also, we are going to work on the muscles of the back, so we're not going to rotate. You can rotate with the spine, but it will make it easier. We're going to try not to do that today. Single arm swing, so 8 of those on one arm within that minute, and followed by 2 front squats. I'm going to put the weight down after my swings so I can focus on that clean. I will demonstrate with a 16 for now. So I'll do 8 single arm swings, then I'll put the weight down, and then I'm going to talk about the clean for the front squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Down. Because I'll be going with a 32, my heart rate will be up. Then the clean for the front squat. I'm going to pull it back. I'm going to connect with the arm, then come up, pull that elbow back, let that weight come up, open the hand, insert, catch the weight, rack it. Then I'm going to adjust my stance, toes slightly pointing out wherever is comfortable for you, but they should point out when you're squatting with weight, heavy weight. Of course there are exceptions, but for now, for today's exercise, toes slightly pointing out. Hips low, bend at the ankles, bend at the knees, bend at the hips. Keep the shoulders high, keep looking ahead. Pull the knees out, keep the feet flat. Only go as low as you can go. Back up. Back up. With the weight. Down. That's one arm. That would be your first minute. Your heart rate should be up if you pick the right weight. But remember, form and technique first, weight and reps second, always. So go with a weight that you can maintain good form and technique. Leave your ego at the door. On the next minute, you do the same thing on your other side and you repeat this pattern for the full 10 minutes. Our last 10-minute EMOM will be 10 double arm swings. So we were swinging with one arm before, now we're going to swing double arm. You do 10 of those. Then when you put the weight down, you roll it over the bell and you do 8 push-ups off your bell. Hands on the bell, weight is coming that way, so you should not be toppling over. Of course, if you have a small bell, don't use it, just go off the floor. Hands are close together, step back, all the way down. My chest is almost touching the kettlebell, full extension. So I have to squeeze the kettlebell slightly, otherwise I'm going to slip off. So that's great to work your pecs. That's it for the workout technique. Make sure that you check out the alternatives and progressions as well to see what kind of things you can do if you're not ready for some of these exercises. And also make sure that you check out the common mistakes and common injuries. And remember, it's not the exercises that are the problem if injuries occur. It is the athlete that did not listen to the body. It is the athlete that did not take the right progression. It is the athlete that did not leave their ego at the door. It is the athlete that did not read the instructions or didn't look at alternatives or picking the right weight. So make sure that safety is first. Stay injury free no matter what. Especially if you're working with other people, don't compete with them, compete with yourself. This video I put up for free so that you can see what we put out every week in our private inner circle. We've put out over 100 of these. There's a library of all full-length workouts with voiceover, with explanations. Some come with PDFs to download. We even got some free kettlebell books that you get as a member, and the longer you stay a member, the more books you get as well. You also get motivation in the group and above all accountability, which is something we all need. So you're paying for something that keeps you accountable, but also people are waiting for you to post. So that keeps you even more accountable. Okay, so you're not just working out on your own and nobody sees it. Of course, it's optional to post. You could just watch and follow along and do your own thing. You don't have to post. But it's a great thing to post and get feedback on your form and technique as well. And get that interaction that you might be missing. And when it comes to cost, the cost is less than 2 cups of coffee at Starbucks. So it's well worth it. It's cheaper than a gym membership and you're working out at home with your kettlebells. And one of the great things about all our workouts is that anybody can do it. Even if the workout is advanced or using 2 kettlebells, we will always explain how you can modify it to suit you if you only got 1 kettlebell, or provide alternatives for certain exercises. So let's say that you are not able to do a snatch yet. That doesn't matter because we will explain what alternative you can do to still do the workout and work your way up to snatching. So don't be intimidated by what you see because we keep beginners in mind. Common mistakes and injuries with some of these exercises that we've seen over the years. So I'll start with the single arm swing, but it applies to double arm swing as well. What we see is no activation of the muscles around the scapula. So adduction of the scapula is where we pull the scapula together. That's your trapezius and your rhomboids. The trapezius runs from your neck all the way down to your thoracic spine. And it's like a diamond shape if you put both of them together. So they pull your scapula together at the back. That's your trapezius. Then there are the rhomboids. They're in between the scapula and your spine. They go like this. So if this here is your scapula, here's your spine, they're connected here. Whereas the trapezius goes from your neck to the scapula and down to your spine. Pull those together and that will bring your chest out and your shoulders back. Then you got depression of the scapula, which is going down with the scapula. So right here I might be pulling my scapula together, but they're still not down. Down even pushes the chest out even more. Protects the shoulders nicely as well. So here everything is out and loose at the back. All this requires a lot of extra energy and strength. So if you're not strong in your back, in those muscles, you'll probably be swinging like this with a rounded back. You need to go down on your weight. Your legs might be nice and strong, but your upper back might be weak. So make sure that you assess yourself on that. As I said, depression, going down with your scapula, that is done by the trapezius, the bottom half of the trapezius. Your serratus anterior, that's all connected to your ribs here. From there, from your ribs, it goes to your scapula. Your pectoralis minor is also involved. That's your pec, that's under your pectoralis major, which is the big part of your chest. Underneath is the minor, and that's connected to your scapula as well. So it goes all the way from the front to your scapula. When that is contracted, it pulls down, and that's what you want. You want to keep that shoulder safe, nice form, not out here, but right here. So that is the most common mistake I see. No activation of the chest or everything around the scapula. Think to yourself, pull your armpits together, pull them together. So armpits are here, pull them together and down. That's what you want right here. The next common mistake that we see is hinging when the weight is here and you're compromising your lower back. It's not a good position here because the weight is going there, the load is on your lower back right here, and it will come low as well. And when it comes too low, there's even more load on the back and you can get injured as well. So lower back injuries is what we see here. Next, holding on too tight on the handle. This is not farmer walks. You need to have a hook grip and as relaxed as possible, just tight enough to not let go of the bell. If you're holding on too tight all the time, you will get issues in your forearms right here. The next common mistake that we see is bobbing of the kettlebell. Bobbing is a short, abrupt movement of the bell at the back. It happens because there's no insert of the weight. There is a abrupt stop of the weight by your body. Here, bang. So if your arm stops here, but the weight is still going, you get that bobbing. I will demonstrate with a lightweight what that will look like. So if you look, that weight goes bang up because it stopped abruptly by the arm. Now see the difference? Well, insert the weight and point it to the back. So that weight remains an extension of the arm the whole time. It does not go back and move. Same thing at the front, you want it to stay an extension. So the next thing that we see there is shoulder raising. That will damage your delts. Not immediately, but if you do high reps of it with a weight too heavy. So if you do this all the time and you progress properly with shoulder raises all the time, you're not going to have an issue and it will be a great workout. But usually that is not the case. Shoulder raises. So there's not enough power generated by pulling the hips up, which the torso follows, which the arm follows. No, it's too slow, and then this raises first. You will see the bell hanging, flopping. It was quite clear that it's not an extension, but hanging. So that's a shoulder raise. Those are some of the common mistakes and injuries that will happen with a swing. Front squats, knees buckling in, that will damage the joints here, your knee, because the knee is a hinge joint it only extends and flexes. There's no rotation. There's slight rotation, but you should not see it as rotation that you can count on. So avoid rotation and keep your joints aligned. Ankles, knees, hips. Pull out. No buckling in. If you're wearing high heels, high sneakers, squishy sneakers, these are things that can happen. I recommend training with bare feet or Vibrams or flat soles. Another thing with front squats, lower back injuries or upper back, because that chest is not active, the scapula are not pulled back, it's around the back, everything is loose at the back here, and the movement is just being made, and the weight will be resting on weaker muscles. So make sure that you're doing that work, pushing that chest out, keeping that back straight. Again, there's a whole lot more that we see with any of these exercises, but we're not going to cover those here. If you want to get deeper in those exercises, check out the courses and the books. I wanted to quickly talk about some things that make my kettlebell life easier, and they're not paid products, so it's an unbiased review. These are actually things that I use in my daily life. Number one is the roller. In the beginning I didn't think much about it, but then I found ways that it actually helps me. I like it especially after a heavy strength session. Sometimes some of your vertebrae are out, your spine is out, and I roll on this and I hear it go crack, crack, crack and go back into place. I enjoy that. That's a good thing rather than going to the chiropractor. The next thing you can use this for is to increase your thoracic flexibility. I would lay on it with my shoulder blades on it, and the hips are here and your arms are there that way. I can't demonstrate because the grass is wet at the moment, but I'm sure you can imagine. So that's a great way to use that to improve your thoracic flexibility. Of course, if you got some tight areas as well, like your lats, you can roll them out, your glutes, your quads, your calves, etc. Sometimes I even use it for that. It's great for clients as well.
Two things I use every day in my life as a ritual for performance and recovery. Number one is my roller. I love my roller. Why? Because when I feel like there's a bit of things out in my back, structurally, I roll on it with my spine and I feel the clicks and cracks go back into place.
The next thing, which I wasn't too convinced about in the beginning either, but we got two of them anyway. We got a bigger version as well. This is more of a travel version. It's a great little massage gun.
And number two is of course my NACOP mini massage gun. This is a brilliant gun. Why? Because it's small and it's really compact and light. It only weighs 500 grams and it's really good to put in your gym bag, and if you're going traveling, and we travel a lot, so it's really great just to put in our backpack and take it. Now this is also great for before you actually start your workout to warm up the muscles, and also great for recovery as you cool down, or I sit down at night before I go to bed and massage my neck and shoulders or whatever I feel like doing. Now it comes with 4 heads. We got the ball head. Now this is quite for a light massage. If you do yoga and Pilates and you don't like it real strong, you can just use it as a relaxation type massage, okay? You've got the dual head here, which is for the cervical and the spine. It creates even stimulation, which avoids the actual spine itself. So you can go up and down the back, all the way up to the base of the neck, and it's really good. Then you've got the flat head, which gives you more of a firmer massage. This is my favorite head because I really like to get into my legs and my buttocks and shoulders with this one. Then we've got the bullet head. Now this one's more for like acupuncture to hit those pressure points, okay? I use it a lot for the soles of my feet, the Achilles tendon, and the palms of the hands. And of course you can use it for your shoulders and pressure points within the scapula as well, and rhomboids. Now, This battery life lasts for about 6 hours. There's 2 of us that use this gun almost every day, and it's amazing really how long the battery actually lasts. Now, the speed goes up to 3,200 reps per minute. So from 900 to 3,200 reps per minute. So I was pretty amazed with this because I've also got a bigger gun as well with the same speed and energy output. And I can highly recommend this one. It's a brilliant gun, guys, especially if you're an athlete and you travel a lot or you go to the gym a lot. You want something light and something portable to put in your bag. This is the gun to use.
I'll put a link in the description. I'm quite happy with this one. We got another one as well, which is bigger, and you can hold that with 2 hands. So this is more for travel, just very convenient to take to the gym. The next thing that I use is chalk, especially when you're sweating a lot or doing high reps. So basically, if you're working for 5 or 10 minutes non-stop, then those handles can get sweaty. The sweat can come from here, or your palms can get sweaty, and then it becomes very uncomfortable and you're going to develop blisters. So chalk is good for that. Alright, that was an awesome workout. Let's talk about some progressions and regressions, alternatives, whatever you want to call it. Everything you need to get to where you want to be, and everything you need to be able to do this workout. So let's start with the hip hinge deadlift, for example. Dead means that the weight is dead on the ground. People could have issues with their flexibility. So that is a long reach here for some people because the hamstrings are very tight and adductor magnus is tight, whatever it is, it's not allowing them to come full range to the ground and grab that weight dead. So this is what that would look like. They start rounding the back rather than pulling the top of the pelvis down or bringing the hips further back. They start rounding the back. You don't want that. The alternative is put the weight on an elevated platform. So put it on a box here, and then over time you take that box away or make it smaller, but making sure that the shins stay vertical, no movement in the ankles, and the back stays straight. Another alternative is, if you don't have an elevation to put it on, is lift it up and do hang lifts instead of dead lifts. Looks like this. Good form. And maybe this is my extent right here rather than here. Maybe this is where you can get to without rounding the back, and that's where you should stop. Back up. Do hang lifts instead. Work on your flexibility. Do not start rounding the back or bending the ankles. Don't do that. So this is another thing. Bending the ankles. It's not a hip hinge. Hip hinge is 2 joints or 1 joint. Stiff-legged hip hinge. That's the true hip hinge. But we're adding the knees because of counterbalance. You can't really lift 120 kilos with stiff-legged. Well, some people can, but it's a lot harder than doing it with your second joint. It also adds more muscles. But a true hip hinge is just at the hips. Okay, so that's your alternative and progressions for the hip hinge deadlift. The bend over row, there you don't really need an alternative for that, but what I can say is you can use support for that. So you just lifted your weight up, then you're going into a bend over position and you put this hand here and you row. That's to support your back, your lower back. Do that and then stand up. So that's your progression for the bend over row to take away load from the back. The hang clean, assisted hang clean. So that would look like this. I'm going to assist with this hand. Super, super important. If you done our courses, Kettlebell Fundamentals Trainer or 21 Days to Kettlebell Training for Beginners, then you would have learned all this. You would have first started with a dead, assisted dead clean. Now I'll demonstrate an assisted hang clean. So it's good to use a lightweight, maybe even an 8. I'm going to come into a hang, pull it up, and assist with the other hand. It all happens very fast, so pay attention. See how I grab it here, the bell, and turn it over the hand. Then back down. As I turn it, I insert the hand. So when you do some of these, the alternatives, it's probably better to do 2 of each rep rather than alternating sides. After doing 1 set on one side, you do 2 of each rep. So you would do 2 hip hinge deadlift or hang lift and 2 bend over row with assistance or with support and 2 hang cleans with assistance, and then do that on the other side. Alternating single arm swings. The alternative for single arm swings would be double arm. So just start using double arms instead of one arm. So one arm is a lot harder because you need to do a lot of work here with your quadratus lumborum, your obliques, everything here, because that weight is all here pulling, and this needs to stabilize and keep your body in one straight position. So that's why it's a lot harder. So you would do 2 arm swings. It looks like this. Remember, the warm-up is just about the movement. So, but alternating sides is just nice. It also adds a lot of core work when you're working with one bell. That's why we got single arm, but regress to double arm if you need to. Alternating hang cleans. So you would do your assisted clean. You would do that on one side. You would do that 5 times on one side, and then you can put it down, go to the other side, and then do 5 on that side. That's your alternatives for the warm-up. Then in the workout itself, we got 8 single arm swings, but again, you can switch that to double arm if you need to. The front squats, you can do that without weight if you need to, or if you just don't have a heavy enough weight, you can do double bell. The same goes for the swings. If you don't have a heavy weight enough for the swings, you can do double bell swings. So I'll start with that. Double bell swings, you need to go wider with the feet apart. For your squat, same thing, double bell. So that's your alternatives if you don't have enough heavy weight for one bell. Double arm swings, you don't need an alternative for that. Push-ups, you can also go down with the numbers. So instead of 8 single arm swings, you can do 6. Instead of 10 double arm swings, you can do 8. Instead of 8 push-ups, you can do 6. Or you can start with 4, as long as you finish all the rounds. So push-ups, you can go wider, that will make it easier. So right under the shoulders, tricep push-ups, or you can come down, all the way down, then on the knees, and then into plank and lower yourself. Those are some alternatives for this workout. So anybody can do this workout, just make sure that you pick the right progression. Now, how to program this so that you progress over time. So let's take myself as an example. I just completed this workout and I've completed all the reps within the minute. If there were some minutes where I did not complete all the reps, so I didn't have any rest, so the minute was over but I still had to do 2 front squats, or the minute was over but I still had to do 4 push-ups, so I didn't finish everything, then basically my reps are too high, or I picked a weight too heavy. So there's 2 things that you can do. Is 1 is lower the reps, 2 is lower the weight. So first you need to make sure that you finish the reps within the set time. If you're not doing that, that is your first goal, okay? So I've just done that. Then the next thing I could aim for is, at the end I was kind of struggling with my push-ups. I just finished my 8 push-ups just on the minute. Now I could aim for finishing all those rounds with the same amount of rest. So finish all the rounds within 30 seconds. That would be my first goal. Staying at the same weight and just finish all the rounds with 30 seconds with the same amount of rest. Maybe it'd be 20 seconds or 25, whatever it is. I aim to do all of them, even the last one. So finish as I started. That would be my first goal. Once I've done that, then I can up the weight. I could go to a 34 or 36 and do the same thing again. Or I could up some of the reps. I could go 10 single arm swings, 4 squats. I could go 12 double arm swings, 10 push-ups, etc. Up that. So it just depends. And then go through the same pattern again, making sure that you finish your last round like you started your first one. This is how you progress over time. So you could do this workout probably 2 times a week. It depends obviously how much else you do as well, what kind of other work you do, and of course what are your goals. Another way to modify this is, instead of doing 10 minutes, you can start with 6 minutes. So you could do 6 single arm swings, 2 front squats, 6-minute EMOM. You could do 8 double arm swings and 4 push-ups, 6-minute EMOM. And then go 7 minutes, 8 minutes, 9 till you're up to 10, and then follow the same pattern with upping the weight and finishing your last round like you started your first one. These are the ways you can progress with this and increase your strength, your cardiovascular endurance, and even your power, and even your flexibility. That's that for how to progress and how to program this workout. We are going to get started with the warm-up in 1 minute. We got 6 jumping jacks in the slide pause, and repeat that for 1 minute. Then a hip hinge deadlift, bend over row into hang clean on one side, then on the other side. Repeat that for 2 minutes. Repeat all that for 2 rounds. We got 30 seconds. So get your bell ready, get your space ready, and then in 20 seconds we'll be starting with jumping jacks. 6 and a slight pause, repeat for 1 minute. 15 seconds, and remember, after 2 rounds we're going straight into 1 minute of alternating single arm swings. We got 5 seconds. Get ready. 3, 2, 1, jumping jacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Slight pause and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Slight pause and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Slight pause and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause, 20 seconds, go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause, and go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause, last set, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, get your light weight, and let's go, hip hinge deadlift, up, bend over, row, up, hang clean, dead to the ground, deadlift, hip hinge, bend over, row, up, hang, clean, dead to the ground, up, hip hinge deadlift, bend over, row, up, hang clean, down, dead to the ground, hip hinge deadlift, bend over, row, up, hang clean, dead to the ground, 1 minute, pick it up a bit, deadlift, row, clean, dead, deadlift, row, clean, dead, deadlift, row, up, clean, dead, lift, row, clean, dead, 20 seconds, deadlift, bend over, row, hang clean, dead, deadlift, bend over, row, hang clean, dead, weight away. We're going to repeat this. Here we go, 6 jumping jacks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause, go, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause, last set, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, get your weight, your light weight, and we go, hip hinge deadlift, go, bend over, row, up, hang clean, dead to the ground, hip hinge deadlift, bend over, row, up, hang clean, dead to the ground, deadlift, bend over, row, hang clean, dead, bend, hip hinge deadlift, whoop, I got confused, bend over, row, up, hang clean, dead to the ground, deadlift, bend over, row, up, hang clean, dead to the ground, deadlift, bend over, row, hang clean, dead to the ground, 50 seconds, deadlift, bend over, row, hang clean, dead to the ground, deadlift, bend over, row, hang clean, dead to the ground, 30 seconds, deadlift, bend over, row, hang clean, that to the ground. Deadlift, bend over row, hang clean, that to the ground. Deadlift, bend over row, hang clean, that to the ground. Alright, alternating single arm swings. And go. Swing, switch, swing, switch, swing, switch, swing, switch. Keep repeating. 45 seconds. Swing every time and then switch. Really pull those shoulder blades back. Look ahead. Let that other arm come along. "20 seconds. On our last rep, we're going to clean it up. Last rep, clean it up. Alternating hang clean. Switch. Clean. Switch. Clean. Switch. Clean. Repeat. 40 seconds. After this, 2 minutes of joint work. Good rack every time. Pull with the legs, not with the arms. Keep looking ahead. Bring those hips nice and low. Ten seconds. And weight away. 2 minutes of joints. I'm going to work on the hips with full hip circles. Change direction. Your feet should be a little bit wider outside the hips. Single leg hip circles, right side. We do 4 on each side. Other side. 2 more. Back into full hip circles. Push it forward, push it to the side, push it to the back. 1 more. Other direction. 2 more. Single leg, right knee. 1, 2, 3, 4. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Pull your arms back, pull your scapula together and down. Look up, push the chest out. Then do the opposite. Hands at the front, round your back. And other side. Push it out. And round the back. Back. Just work on the back, the upper back only. Alright, arm circles forward. Backwards. Shoulder circles. And we are ready for the main workout. Get your weight ready. We got 1 minute and then we get started with our main workout. The first task 10 minutes EMOM. 8 single arm swings, 2 front squats. Every minute you repeat that, every minute you swap sides. We got 45 seconds. For technique, you should have checked out the other sections. So in that section I explained exactly what to do. Keep the chest packed, shoulder back, etc. When to hinge and not. Common mistakes as well. It's all covered. You just need to spend the time on it. 20 seconds. 8 single arm swings, 2 front squats. 10 minutes EMOM. We're starting in 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So at the start, this will be easy. As you go through the rounds, it will become harder and harder. 10 seconds. Make sure you got to your other arm. 5, 3, 2, go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's round 2 done. 8 to go. 5 seconds. 2, 1, go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's round 3, done. 20 seconds. 10 seconds. 5, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Round 4 done. Ten seconds. And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Round 6 coming up. In 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 15 seconds. 10. 5. 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ten seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Round 9 coming up. 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1, go. 20 seconds. Last round coming up. 15. 10. 5. 3, 2, 1, go. That's it. Ten rounds done. If you're not sweating, if it wasn't difficult, then you didn't pick the right weight, or you just don't have the right weight. But my heart is pumping. Next, we're going to rest a little bit. Then we're going to last 10 minutes of 10 double arm swings. Again, I'll do mine with the 32. And then 8 push-ups, 10 rounds, and then we're done. All right, we got 1 minute, and then we're in our last 10-minute EMOM, 10 double arm swings, 8 push-ups off the kettlebell or off the ground if your kettlebell is not suitable, but I have to be close grip, so hands close together. We got 30 seconds, and let's finish strong. Chalk up if you need it, so that's great. If your bell becomes slippery, if you're sweating a lot, which I do. 20 seconds. 10 double arm swings with a hip hinge, 8 push-ups off the bell. We have 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 15 seconds. 10, 5, 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 to go. Less than 20 seconds. 10 seconds. 5, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Round 3, done. 7 to go. 10 seconds. 5, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Round 5 coming up. In 3, 2, 1. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 seconds. 5, 3, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 seconds. 5, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 seconds, almost there. 5, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. Last round coming up. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, time. Well done. If you made that, make sure you post, letting us know your weight and your time and how you progress with this. And remember, doesn't matter what weight you used, as long as it challenged you, whether it's a 12, 16, 20, 24, or it doesn't matter. Don't feel bad about it. Leave your ego at the door. It's all about good form and technique and progressing, and you don't always need to go super heavy either. Like, what's heavy for one person might be not heavy for another, and so on. We're all different. Don't worry about it. If you're one of those people that go, how much weight did you use, and that's not very heavy, it's just you got a problem with your ego. So that's not what we want. We want to be a community, come together and congratulate everybody, no matter what weight, as long as we got good form and technique. So let's do this. The cool down. It's getting dark here, the sun has gone down, it's time to cool down. We've done an awesome workout. Now invest some time in our body with some stretches. We'll start with the hamstrings. We're going to put the feet under the hips and we're just going to roll at the spine without involving the hips. So just round that back, and then we're going to involve the hips. Now we're going to feel it in our hamstrings. Let the head hang. And just relax there. Feel that stretch in your hamstrings, even in your calves. We're going to come back up slowly. Keep the back rounded. And now vertebrae by vertebrae. Roll those shoulders over and look up at the sky. Palms facing forward. Pull your shoulder blades together. And do the opposite. Round the spine, involve the hips, let the head hang, feel the stretch in the hamstrings, keep breathing, slowly up, keep the back rounded, vertebrae by vertebrae, extend, and push the chest out, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Palms facing forward, arms back, look up, open that chest. I'll do that one more time. Roll at the spine, involve the hips, let the head hang, go a little bit lower, reach for the ground, slowly up. Keep the back rounded, vertebrae by vertebrae, extend, push the chest out, look up. Okay, we're just going to loosen up the shoulder blades. So offset shoulder rolls. Good for the thoracic spine. It might look funny, but it's good for you. Okay, and we're going to circle the hips again, just get those loose a bit. Change direction. Alright, we're going to work on the quads. This leg straight, nice and firm, everything. Grab your dorsum of your right foot and pull the heel into your buttocks. Push your right hip forward so you feel the stretch in your quads. And release. Other side. Really push those hips forward. You should not feel pain in your knees. And release. Now step out nice and wide. And then fold at the hips. Reach for your toes. Right hand, left toes. Don't overreach. Left hand, right toes. Back up. Neck, circles. Other direction. Up, down. All right, forearms. Grab your fingers and extend your elbow. That should get into your forearms and the top of your biceps, or the start of your biceps. Swap sides. And that's it. You should repeat this if you need it. It's always good to spend more time on stretching and just cooling down. I hope you enjoyed the workout. Make sure that you keep us up to date either on YouTube or on Facebook. We've got the biggest kettlebell community on Facebook. Over 22,000 people are members of our group there, called Kettlebell Workout. Over 16,000 people in the group Kettlebell Training. Over 22,000 people in the CrossFit workout group. And we got many more groups on Facebook. We're on Reddit as well. Workout Routine. Instagram, Real Caveman Training. We've got over 6,000 students enrolled in the courses as well. We've got over 73 people in our Caveman in a Circle. This is our best product, the Caveman in a Circle. If you're looking for something different, if you're looking for motivation, accountability, if you want to learn new stuff, if you want awesome workouts, if you want to progress, if you want to work together with lots of other motivated people in a private group, then come and join us in the Caveman in a Circle. It's less than the price of 2 cups of coffee at Starbucks, I guarantee it, and it's well worth the money. So I hope to see you there. If you came to the inner circle through this video, let us know and I'll give you 50% back of your joining fee. Make sure to check out our awesome kettlebell t-shirts as well, cavemantraining.com/shop. Awesome t-shirts, form and technique first, weight and reps second. I'll quickly show you what the area looks like where we are. That's the sun setting here in Italy, Tuscany. Not sure if we're going to stay here. We might move on to Australia. And that's it for this workout. Hope to see you in the Caveman in the Circle, where you're going to get a lot more of these workouts every week, plus access to the library of over 100 workouts just like these. See you there.